Get back! Get back! Get back!
As the sun goes.
Good afternoon. For those of you who have been watching this channel for a while know that first clip was very uncharacteristic of what I usually portray here. And believe it or not, there was a time in my life where I was very shy and timid. As a security guard, I was also very shy and timid. I was very good at observe and report, but when I first started doing security, I was very hang to the back kind of a guard. And not to say there's anything necessarily wrong with that type of guard, but as I progressed through my career in security, I started to develop a little bit more bold, a little bit more courageous with my actions, and I started working for a company who was more hands-on, and I had to learn how to step outside of my skin. And part of what started with, for me, actually becoming not so shy was in high school. I ended up joining a speech class because I did not want to take a language class. So my career counselor from high school told me that I could take a speech class in place of a language class. And so I said, sure. So I got into the speech class. Little did I know what this speech class was going to require of me. I ended up learning how to speak. I ended up learning how to do proper breathing for public speaking, lots of techniques. One of the courses that this teacher in this class made us do was to lip sync to a song of our choice. And not only did we have to lip sync, but we also had to act out the song in some form or another, whether it be dance or whatever. And so this was extremely uncomfortable for me. It was definitely outside of my comfort zone. And I really had to look within me for that person who could do something like this. And at one point, I had to make the decision to just flat out go for it, no holds barred, just go crazy with it. And that was a pivoting moment in my life as far as coming out of my shell and really letting myself be seen. Now, fast forward, I was presented with a situation doing security in a nightclub where I really had to step in. I had to break up a fight, and we were already shorthanded to begin with security. I had one guy at the front door doing door check. I had one guy in the back patio watching the patio area. I had one guy near the bar. And I was on the stage watching the VIP area. And as I'm watching the VIP area, I see a fight break out on the dance floor below me. So I had to jump off the stage, run over to that area, and I had to break up the fight. And at that moment, I had to assess who was the biggest threat, and I had to pull them back and physically restrain them. And as soon as I was able to detain that person, the other guard arrived and pulled back the other party, and we had to separate them. One went out the back door, the other went out the front door, and that was very uncharacteristic of me at that time in my life. Talk about a major adrenaline rush, but it really sparked something within me where I found a person within me that was able to take care of business and do what was needed to be done to resolve the issue. And it really, moving forward, I was able to develop that ability to really step outside of who I had grown up to be. There was an interview done for the actor in Schindler's List who was the camp commander, and his name is Ralph Fiennes. And the interviewer noted that during the making of the movie, there were some Jewish actors who were quite afraid of Ralph because he was so authentic and so real in his acting. And the interviewer asked him, how were you able to be so authentic and be so real. And Rafe replied, I do what any great actor does. I look within myself for the person who could commit such acts, and I brought him out. And that rings so true for looking within yourself and finding the person who can get things done and do what needs to be done in that moment. That statement really rings true, that we're all capable of anything. We are capable of anything. And I think that the only thing that keeps the evil from rising to the surface is our conscience. If you believe in God, it's God, the Holy Spirit. Just, our conscience keeps that evil at bay, but it is in everybody, I believe. Again, if you're religious, the Bible does say there is none good, no, not one. And so we as human beings are inherently evil from birth, and so it's our conscience that really keeps that evil at bay. But going back to the reason I brought this up, we all are capable of doing anything. And so as security guards, when you're faced with a situation where you need to be a little more aggressive and you may not be timid, you've got to look within yourself and find that person who can be aggressive, because that person is in there. And so look within yourself. When you're in private, work on yelling. If you're not the person that raises your voice very often, work on yelling. Learn how it feels. Look yourself in the mirror and act it out. Maybe role play a little bit, and you will soon find that you're able to conjure up or bring up the person that's able to do what's needed to get done to be a more effective security guard. I remember the first time that I yelled like I did in the clip earlier was working at a cannabis farm, and I had a guy approaching me with a shotgun in his hand. He was on private property. He was about 15 or 20 yards in front of me, and I lit him up with my flashlight and started screaming. As soon as I saw the gun, I started screaming, and I was commanding him to drop the weapon, get on the ground, and I was screaming so loud that I overextended my voice, and it actually made nothing come out at first. And so I started to practice how to yell so that I was familiar with how my voice would sound when I yelled as loud as I could. So with that said, even if you are a timid type, the person that you need to do the job is in there somewhere, and you can call that person up when needed to be a little more aggressive, to be a little more assertive, to set boundaries, and to take care of, say, an unruly subject that's causing a scene or maybe even starting a fight. You can find that person. They are within you. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. I'm headed to work right now. I will catch you later. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like, comment, and share. Thank you much.